Alright, so now that we have our initial unlock flash done, that also includes the full flash, we are pretty much going to only be doing calibration flashes from here out. They're much faster. The main difference, just to reiterate, an unlock flash is needed when you're on the stock software, and that's because there's a seed key, which basically requires doing a full flash 2 times in a row in order to get around that seed key requirement, so that they can change, so that Simos Tools can change the application software. Full flash is similar, except it doesn't have to defeat the seed key, and you're just changing the application software and you're flashing all 5 blocks. And a calibration flash is only flashing block number 5, which is where we're editing the calibration. Since we've unlocked the ECU, basically, unless we change the patches, like if I decide to go to simple Wastegate or something, at that point, then yeah, I'd have to do another full flash, but again, once that's done, then it's right back to calibration flashes. Once the flash procedure is done, I'm going to go ahead and key off for 5 seconds or so, and we'll go ahead and start the car up because that's kind of important. We'll go ahead over to the logging screen and make sure that everything's reading and everything's happy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually load up a different logging list. I really wanted to share how I did that, but unfortunately this logging list in particular I had some issues with. It would crash after logging for like 5 minutes or so. So I'm trying to figure that out myself. I have some older logging lists that work just fine, but bottom line, that'll have to be covered in its own video because it's going to take a little bit of time. But we're going to go ahead and log some specific fuel things to hopefully get to the bottom of what's going on with the car. As a reminder from the log we reviewed in the previous video, basically we're trying to fix the wastegate position because it's overboosting a little bit after spooling up. So I went ahead and got some wide open throttle logs, and that is right here. Now, as you can see, it's a lot closer, it's a lot better off this time, but I wanted to show you what I much prefer tuning the wastegate in, and that is something called Megalogviewer. For starters, if you want to get Megalogviewer, you download it from EFI Analytics, and it is a paid program. It costs about $50 for reference, and in my opinion, it's totally worth it for the time savings alone. So you remember how last time I mentioned checking your fuel pressures and stuff? Right here you can see the DI fuel pressure is dropping in relation to DI set point. The lambda wasn't really falling off just yet, but we're also here to fix the wastegate, so we're going to take a look at that as well. I like using the histogram for setting the wastegate. However, unfortunately, I misconfigured my logging list, so I'm going to actually go ahead and pull the prior data log or the prior calibration file, since that actually had a working exhaust and intake flow factors. So with those things configured, I have a couple of filters set for filtering out VVL0 or VVL1, and also only for wide open throttle. And then basically it spits out the values that are most used during a third gear pull that I did to use that. And we can take those values and pretty much put them straight onto the wastegate tables in Tuner Pro. Super handy doing it this way. You do have to use a little bit of common sense and kind of blend things in and match, other cells in the area, but yeah, this is really nice for getting you in the ballpark quickly. Now again, currently we're looking at an old file from version 009, I believe, and I'm just kind of monitoring to check the wastegate position final to make sure that that jives with what's on the table in Tuner Pro. Now I didn't actually have any issues with the fuel pump at that point. So, may have found some resolution to that though. We're going to open up the current log file, and yeah, and you can see right here where the injector the injector pulse width for direct injection went high. Nice also about Megalogviewer is you can open all of the files together, like one after the other, just kind of appends them. So you can get whatever data you need all at once. It was really weird because it wasn't an issue all the time, but right here you can see the fuel pressure dropping and the DI set point going, or the DI set point remaining stable. Lambda never really dropped off, but the injector pulse width goes high, which is usually the early indicator of fueling problems. And so we're going to go ahead and open up Tuner Pro so we can make some changes. Going to go ahead and save a new file like we always do. Give it some kind of a name that makes sense. And what we're going to do here on this table, we are going to be commanding a higher low pressure fuel pump target. Now, because we don't actually have a low pressure fuel pressure sensor, at least from the factory, these are all modeled values. So this is needed in low temperatures, which I think is why I've never had a problem before with this issue. It has been stupid cold out lately, and this is just now showing up as like a real problem. So checking it out in 3D view, notice that I missed a few cells. So we're basically just commanding 700 kPa or HPA or whatever that is from about 2500 on up. So with these changes made, hopefully we don't have any drops in the DI fuel pressure in the high pressure rail. And then we're going to go ahead and open up Megalogviewer again. And I'm going back to version number 9, my wide open throttle log once again, just because I want to show the histogram and how useful it is. There we go, that's the right one. Alright, so with the exhaust flow factor and the intake flow factor plotted on the X and Y axis with the wastegate position final, filtering out just for VVL0 or VVL1 at once, and wide open throttle, it pretty much paints a picture where the more brightly colored cells, in this case the green ones, they have plenty of hits, and basically they're probably going to be pretty good to go ahead and smooth those values into the existing table. Now, it's not really a problem that I'm pulling these values from the previous tune because we haven't changed any boost values. We haven't played around with timing or anything like that. We played around with the wastegate between the two calibrations, but it still is targeting the same final value, so they're not as far off as you might think. We're just trying to get a little bit closer than it already is. So we're going to go ahead and plug those values into the table where they correspond to the histogram spit out by Megalogviewer. And then once we have all these things plugged in, we're going to go ahead and start to kind of smooth the values around where it seems appropriate at least. And on that bottom graph there, you can actually use the arrow keys on the computer to go through the log on the graph, and also kind of visualize that very faint blue circle on the histogram to see which cell it is currently operating within. And now we're going to go ahead and just kind of feather in some of those values. I usually just do this manually. Yeah, so just kind of wing it. It's just get it close enough. Alright, so with all of the wastegate values edited, once that's finalized, we're going to go ahead and save our changes. And I'm going to go out, I'm going to go log this file, and when I come back, we'll go ahead and do it all again, and hopefully get into more fun stuff soon.